Good morning, everyone. So today is first Wednesday, the 1st of April 2026. We're all gathering this time to do this morning chanting to show our respect, veneration, homage to the Buddha for his kindness and compassion towards all sentient beings. And we are very fortunate to be born as a human during his dispensation, is still there, and have this opportunity to learn the Dhamma and practice despite after 2,500 years later. So we are doing our part as followers of the Buddha, practicing and reflecting the Dhamma that he had bestowed. I'll continue from what I have left yesterday. We have concentrated on or discussed on the virtues of the Buddha and virtues of the Dhamma last night. So today I will discuss on the virtues of the Sangha. The virtues of the Sangha that we normally chant every morning and evening. When we chant every morning and evening, we normally chant that virtues as well. That are Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho, Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho, Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho, Samiti Patipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho, so on. So this is the virtues of the Sangha that we are reciting every day. How many? Do you remember? Sujata, how many do you think there are?
What?
Sangha is Supatipanno. How many virtues are there? You remember?
23.
That's 9. Okay, so Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho 1. Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho 2. Nyayapatipanno 3. Samiti Patipanno 4. Then what else? The remaining? Yadidam?
Pardon?
Sangha, yeah? Then?
Samitsipatipano, then Yadidam Chatari, Esa Bhagavato Savasango, Ahunayo, Ahunayo, Dakanayo, Anjali Karaniyo, Antaram Punyaketam.
Lokasati. Yeah, that's the 5. Ahuneyo, Pahuneyo, Dakhineyo, Anjali Karaniyo. And then Anuttaram Punyam Ketam. Yeah, so that's at 9. So number 1, Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho. What does it say? Sugato? Sujato? Open the Sangha Guna. Yeah, and then what is the Supatipanno? What's the meaning of Supatipanno?
They are the blessed ones, disciples who have practiced well.
Yeah, so who have practiced well. Supatipanno. Su means well. Patipanno means one who has practiced well. What is the practice well? Practiced well means practicing in accordance with the Vinaya, the instructions of the Buddha. Yeah. And instructions of the Buddha here, so for the here Sangha normally referring to someone who has enlightened. That's why there is a Yadidam Sattari Purisa Yugani. Right? So these are the qualities one who has. And the Purisa Yugani, that means 8 types of Sangha. 8 type of Sangha. That is starting from the one who is walking or the on the path to the Sotapanna, and then one who has attained the Sotapanna, one who is on the path to the Sakadagami, and one who is on the one who has attained the Sakadagami, Anagami, and Arhat. So there are 4 noble Sanghas, enlightened Sanghas. So number 1 is called a Sotapanna, one who has firmly established their faith in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, will not break the 5 precepts, and they will be associating with the wise one and following the instructions of the wise ones. That's the first one, Sotapanna. And then the Sakadagami, Sotapanna will be reborning, at most will be 7 rebirths. Sakadagami will be reborning only 1, right? So Sakadagami, one who has attained his or her faith been fully confirmed, and one who doesn't have any sensual desires and also no resentment. So that's the Sakadagami, the second. And Anagami is called once return. The Sakadagami is a once returner, so it's only one time may come back as the humans. Anagami will be not coming back as the humans and maybe reborn in a heavenly rebirths and then become enlightened there. And the last one, the Arhat, so they will be liberated. So all these 4, and then it multiplies to this, the 8. That means all 4 walking or on the path, and then another 4 attained. So these 8 Sangha is not called as the noble Sangha. And these Sanghas are well established, well practiced in the Buddha's teachings. So that's why Sangha, the venerable monks and the nuns, are someone who has been practicing. And then the second type of Sangha is that those who are practicing towards the enlightenment of these 4 noble Sanghas. They are known as a conventional Sangha, or conventional monks and nuns. Those who have taken the vows to practice in line with the teachings of the Buddha. Yeah? So that's why when we say about the Supatipanno, means a monk who has taken seriously the practice of the rules and the regulations as the Buddha laid down. Right? So that's the Supatipanno. What about the second one, Ujupatipanno, Sujato?
Who have practiced directly. Who have practiced directly.
Yeah, so who has practiced it directly? So that means there is no mistakes, there is no this or that that has practiced in line with what the Buddha said. What about Nyayapatipanno?
Who have practiced insightfully.
Insightfully. So they did not follow blindly all these rules, but they have practiced with wise and well known. And then 4,
those who practice with integrity.
integrity here means taking it seriously and dutifully, and not missing or try not to avoid, and then taking all the rules and regulations dutifully and practicing. So that these are the 4 main practices that the Sangha are doing. And then the 5th one, so 5th one is
Ahunayo, isn't
huh?
it? Ahunayo.
Ahunayo.
Is it?
The 5th one is the 8 pairs of the so Ahunayo. Ahunayo is the what is the Ahunayo? Yeah, there is a translation.
Such ones are worthy of gifts.
Yeah, such ones are worthy of gifts. So Ahunayo means you can give offerings, and then that offerings will bring merits to you. So that's why it's called Ahunayo. And normally it's related to the main 4 noble Sangha, but also now we can take the conventional Sangha as a part of it too. So that's why when Buddhist community, people will offer to the monks, thinking that it will bring more blessings. And then the 6th one,
Ahunayo,
Pahunayo means
worthy of hospitality.
so worthy of hospitality. Pahunayo, worthy of invitation, and worthy of inviting them to be guests. Whenever we invite them to be a guest, then there is a blessings for us. That's why this is also qualities of the Sangha. And then next one,
Takenayo.
what does it mean, Sujato?
Worthy of offerings.
Worthy of offerings. Yeah? So worthy of offerings here, Sangha, is simply because they are practicing in accordance with the rules and regulations that the Buddha had laid down. And further on, according to offerings, so when we offer, we have to make sure that the offering should be pure, and the things should be pure. And then when we are offering, our mind should be pure as well. And then when we offer, a monk should be in line with the teachings of the Buddha too, practicing in accordance with the rules and regulations of the Buddha. Then that offering regarded as the great offering. It's not like sometimes people will offer something that you think that no use for you anymore, and then thinking that monks may use it, and then you offer that. So it doesn't have much benefits. And also sometimes you may have a good item, and you have a desire to offer, but somehow you feel about to offer, but you feel that, oh, I shouldn't offer it. Your mind is deluded, your mind is not pure, and then merit also will not be great. And then sometimes your goods are good, pure. Your mind is also pure and good intention, but somehow there is no monk, or there is a monk or a nun who is not practicing in accordance with the rules and regulations of the Buddha. Then again, the merit will be less. Whereas here, the Sangha, the virtues of the Sangha here clearly suggest that one who has been practicing in accordance with the rules and regulations of the Buddha, then it has a great gift. and we are happy to give gifts because they are living the simple life, and then they are practicing in accordance with the teachings of the Buddha. So that's why they are worthy of gifts. And as a Buddhist, this is also one of the duties one of the 6 duties that one has to support those who are living in line with the teachings and practicing. So without expecting anything in return from them, we have to give this dana or dakina or gifts. So this is from the Singalovada Sutta. Buddha described it as one of the tasks that one should perform out of any expectation. Yeah. So when you give, you're giving with the full respect. And then 8, what is the 8th one?
Anjali Karani,
Meaning?
worthy of respect.
Yeah, so worthy of respect. And that's worthy of respect simply because of the practice and simplicity life they are living. And what's the last one?
Ayuttarang punya ketam lokasa.
Yeah. So anuttarang punyang ketang lokasa. Punya ketang lokasa. Now here, keta means a field. Anuttarang means the great. Punya is a merit. Loka means in the world. So Sangha is the great incomparable field of merit for all of us. Simply because the Sangha who is a community, the community of the noble ones, a community of people, those who are practicing morality, virtue, and sacrifice their life to the attainment of the Dhamma and to the community. So that's why this Sangha or the monks and nuns community are regarded as the field of a merit, that whoever plants or whoever gives a dana, whoever gives any forms of support will receive the great merits. And that's why if you give anything to a person, then that person will benefit. But whereas if you give the community, then you will get more benefit. There are stories that sometimes people are so fond of one monk and will be sponsoring or taking care of that one monk. And whatever you offer to that monk. And somehow later, if his mind changed and give up being a monk, you become very upset that, oh, I have been supporting so much for this monk, and then now after he's qualified, he gave up being a monk, and you upset, and you have your faith has been shaken. So in that case, the merit that you have been doing all went vain. So that's why Buddha encouraged us to do a Sangha dana or offering to the Sangha, which has more merit. So which means that after you have given to the Sangha, then it's a whole community. One monk may have done something wrong, or one monk he disrobed or gave up being a monk, yet the Sangha, the Saddha, the faith will continue. And with that continuing faith, the merits that you have been performing, then that will go for a long time and will not be shaken. That's why Buddha encouraged us to give the Sangha dana. That's why in our center, whenever people come to offer things, always encourage to do the Sangha dana. At least speaking and saying the words of that these are the offerings that I am offering to the Sangha, like that. Again, during the time of the Buddha, after some time, Mahapajapati Gotami. Who is Mahapajapati Gotami? You remember? Sujata? Stepmother. Mahapajapati Gautami became a nun, the first nun, and she wanted to offer a robe to the Buddha. So she prepared by herself the entire robe, thinking to offer to the Buddha. Then the Buddha said that no, Prajapati, offer it to Sangha, and she was very unhappy. And then later the Buddha explained in the request of the Ananda, saying that if she offer to me alone, the merit is less. So if she offer to the Sangha, then she will gain more merit. So here we can see even offering to the Buddha has a less merit compared to offering to the Sangha. That's why offering to the Sangha is more valuable and more fruitful. And whoever offers to the Sangha community, it has a great merit. Like in the field, no matter who comes and plant, if he has planted properly, these crops will grow up and give fruit. Similarly, the Sangha regarded as the field of a merit. So whoever comes, whether they have a faith or not, but if they plant or if they offer something, whether the material, whether the physical suffering or physical offerings or volunteering, then it has a great merit. So that's why these are the 9 qualities of the Sangha that the Buddha laid down. And these are not because he laid down, but because of their virtue and the way they are practicing are great. So these are the 9 virtues of the Sangha.
Ajahn, can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the start of it. So you've got the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, who have practiced directly, who have practiced insightfully, and who practice with integrity.
Yeah.
Right, so it says that is the 4 pairs.
Mm.
But what do you mean by 4 pairs?
That's I
There's
say.
only 4 statements. So why is it 4 pairs?
4 pairs, that's referring to the 4 types of a noble disciples. So that's why I said that the Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, and Arhat. There are 4 types of noble beings. And then a Sotapanna, the one who is on the path to Sotapanna, and one who has attained the Sotapanna, will be 2. Sakadagami, one who is on the path, and then one who has attained. Anagami, on the path and attained. Arhat, on the path and attained. So then that becomes the 4 pairs. So 8 types of noble beings. These are the one who is worthy of invitation, gifts, and offerings, and that's why these are the worthy, the field of merits. Right, with this, let's do the chanting.